Hello everybody, hope your weekend's going well. At the first start, I'm going to give you a brief little tour of my shave den. I'm not going to pull out everything, but I'm just going to show you a different perspective that you can't see from the normal picture that I present every week. So here's a look. Okay, here we go into my shave den area. And of course here is all the things I have stacked up, and I have just a lot of little bits and pieces from here and there, a lot of little bottles. Here's some of my bowls, my aftershaves, some creams. Here's my blade bank back here that I put my blades in. Got that at a flea market for a couple of bucks. And then I've got Kiss My Face and some other things up there, witch hazel, lilac vegetal, those things you see me reaching for. Come back down here. There's my radio I turn on occasionally, and my ultrasonic cleaner, and the things I have laid out for the shave today. And going back around here, this is what I have my homemade pre-shave oil in. I've got just some hand lotion and cream in this. Here's some aloe vera. This is where I store a razor occasionally. And my stand, here's a couple extra bottles. Back here in the corner, this is where I hide all my essential oils. They're all stuffed back in there. And some labels and stuff. I've just gotten me a new box to put my razors in and my open blades. And of course you see it's got a lock because I have pesky little fingers that want to get into it. But here I've got my razors all stored in there. And I did have them in a cigar box. And then down underneath here, just a variety of stuff. My polishing things, some blades, some creams, just odds and ends. And that does that. And here's another little perspective. This is where I've got a little adapter that I put my camera on. I put it over there. I have to do this angle during the daytime and shoot from this direction because of that light just blinds everything. But I made this shelf. This is made out of cedar. Here's some of the brushes I got there. I don't have spots for all of them. I've got some more brushes stuck back in there. But that's just a quick tour of my shave den. And now we're back to the normal view. Today, I'm going to pull out a razor I haven't used in a while, but it's probably my favorite razor. Right now it's sort of a Franken-razor combination, but the base plate is a Razor Rock Jaws. And essentially it is no different than the Matador Toro Mastiff Cordo, which is what this is. If you pick that up, this is the handle. I bought a Matador Toro Mastiff straight bar. If you can see the logo on there. It's got a little bull on it. If I can get it so you can see it. Probably not. My camera's not the greatest at close distances. But I've switched it around and put that on there because essentially it's the Toro Mastiff, the Razor Rock Jaws, Cadet, Pearl, their open comb razors are essentially the same thing. They give a real good shave. They're a good value razor. Today I'm going to use a Big Ben, and I'll show you a little trick that I use. After I shave with a blade, if you can pick that up, I put a dot on it. Hopefully you can pick that up. I put one little dot with a marker, with a permanent marker. That shows I've shaved with this blade one time. When I finish shaving today, I'll put the second dot on there. And that's just a way that I keep track, because I switch around my blades quite a bit. But I love this Toro Mastiff handle. It's heavy. The Razor Rock jaws, base plate, or Toro Mastiff, whatever you want to call it, the open comb of that version. I find that there are very few razor blades that I put in this razor that doesn't work well. I really like it. I've already put on some Noxzema with peppermint essential oils in it. When we have a visitor, we got a fly buzzing around here. And today I'm going to use a gift from Bruce Weber, Edwin, Jaggar, Sandalwood cream. I'm going to use that. Hopefully you can pick that up. I'm just going to put some of that on my face. That's a nice cream if you look at it. It's not a real strong scent. It's a nice, pleasant, mild sandalwood scent. But I just kind of rub it on in my face. Then I'm going to use my Frank Shave distressed handle fan, 24mm fan shape finest badger. I get the rest of the cream off my fingers. Gotta rub some water. You know, I think one thing that we do with creams is because they're soft and they do spread on fairly easily. I think many times we just don't add enough water to them. I like my lather to be nice and thick, and I think that also tends to push me in the direction of just not putting enough water with it. See, it had some Paul Bambino action going on there. I've been watching you, Paul. Trying to learn. You're a good teacher. There we go. Oh yeah, good friend revisiting. I love this razor. Some people think it's very, very aggressive. And it is aggressive, far more than a lot of the beginning razors. You can definitely feel the blade. But as far as open comb razors go, it's very forgiving. I've hardly ever gotten a nick with this razor. Now, of course, other people may be different. I tend to get nicked whenever I use a straight bar safety razor. Particularly right along in here. But for me, the open comb razor, I just tend to not get nicked with it. And really, truly, I tend to not get much irritation from it unless the blade is just really not working well. But like I say, in this Toro Mastiff Razor Rock Jaws head, there are very, very few razor blades that do not work well. Now for me, across the grain is up and down. Oh, and I wanted to show you. I use one of these to keep my blades that I've used once. I put them back in the dry them off, put them back in the wrapper. I dunk them in alcohol and dry them off. And they may degrade a little bit. They may lose a little bit of their keenness of edge. If I've had them in there for a while. And this Big Ben, I find it to be a middle of the road type of blade, not super sharp, not super smooth, just kind of average. But I can tell I've had it in there. It's probably been a month since I've used it that first time. And I can tell it's degraded possibly a little bit. But we're at Dan Pine Shave Low right here. Do my second pass, or third pass. And we need a little bit more cream. And that's the thing. When you're shaving, you think, oh my, I haven't, it's dying on me. I'm not got enough. And then reach down and get some more product. Put it in there. Don't endure your shave with not enough lather in the final stages just because you didn't put it on first. You've got it sitting there. There's no rule that says you can't double dip. Dip down there, get you some more, and get a good cream going. Sometimes your lather, it'll take a certain amount. Sometimes it'll take more. Sometimes less. Sometimes you do too much. Who cares? Use the product. Across the grain, or against the grain for me, is kind of up at an angle. And across this way. We get stuck in following stupid rules. What rules are there? It's our face, it's our shave. Do whatever you want to do. Whatever works. Just because somebody says do it a certain way doesn't mean you have to. And I realized when you're starting out, you need to kind of follow the rules until you get your technique down, until you kind of know what you're doing. And don't go outside the rules a whole lot. But you know what happens is as you're following the rules, you end up doing something different. It varies and you go, wow, that worked. I had a good shave. Well, you remember that. That's what works for you. Try it again the next time. If it works the same way the next time, then that's how you need to shave. If it doesn't work, well, try something else. And there's another factor that I have found, is that things that I started doing whenever I first got back into wet shaving after a breakup. Well, I've tried wet shaving off and on now for 25 years, just varying different. You know, I'll come back to it, I'll try this, I'll try that. And it really wasn't until YouTube came about, until I started watching videos, until I started reading about it, that I really learned how to wet shave. I was just dabbling with it before, not getting very good results, so I'd go back to the carts, I'd go back to the other types of things. And it just didn't work real well. So now that I know, you know, it's stuff that I started whenever I first got back into wet shaving, I go back and try it again. It's a different experience because my technique is improved. Because I know what I'm doing better now than what I did a year ago, 6 months ago, 3 months ago. I'm going to use some Lucky Tiger After Shave Tonic. I love this stuff. And this was one of the things I used a lot beginning off in wet shaving again. I love it. It smells like grapefruit, citrusy smell. I use it instead of witch hazel a lot. Cools the face down, helps with that. And then I'm going to use some of my Mentholated Glycerin along with some LaToja, courtesy of Gingerware. I thank you over and over again, Ginger, for this. I put some aftershave in there. I put some glycerin in. I rub it together. And I have a Mentholated LaToja. So, as a review, the Edwin Jaggar Sandalwood, mild scent. It's a good cream. I would put it up there with, you know, Taubes and Trumpers and Harris and all of those. They're all very similar as far as overall quality. It's the same quality as a lot of the cheaper ones too. You know, it's a good performing, middle of the road type of cream that, you know, if it's all I had, I could get by with it. And whoo, did I put the menthol in that? My eyes were watering. So, until next time, hope you have a good week. If you're looking for an open comb razor, you haven't tried an open comb razor, get your Razor Rack Jaws, a Toro Matador, a Cadet. They're all very, very similar, just a variation of handles. It'll give you a good shave. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.